I need to start doing that with one. Yes, God, that'd be awful. Two, I need to start doing that for my bird.
Yes, of course.
Oh, just record.
Yeah.
Take
No, but I'm way too lazy for that.
clips from the stream. You know, the
Yes.
irony is, if Sage wanted to, he can find clips and put them into Silenscape and make a macro for your bird that
I
auto
could.
plays them.
Yeah, I could.
Yeah, but here's the thing. That would be super confusing as an experience for everyone outside the game.
I mean, fair word. He took a word.
I'm gonna miss Steven. I really am. God, what a good boy.
The
Okay.
better of the two characters.
No, that's me.
It's always the case where the animal companion is better than the master.
It is.
Man, rip
Man, I'm
around.
glad I was muted there. I sounded like such a simp.
All right. Let's focus up here. I have most of this written out, but you know, I'm gonna add a little bit. So if I slip up here and there, bear with me. Okay. Once we were all together in a private setting, Nadine would have collected everybody and asked them to accompany her. Probably, maybe after dinner or before dinner. No, after dinner. After dinner. She will look between each member of the party and take a breath before looking at Taurus first. Actually, no. Let me back up a little bit. She would address the party as a whole first. There's been some things I've been meaning to speak with you all about. Things I think need to be said and need to be addressed. And then she'll turn to Taurus. Taurus, you've done so well leading us, helping us make decisions, figuring out what we need to do for, oh God, everything related to Frenwell, honestly. You've really done it way better than I think I could have ever imagined. I think we've sort of taken that for granted. I don't feel like that is 100% the case, but I think you've taken on a lot more than you maybe should have. Whether it was necessary or not, I mean, we could debate that all day, I'm sure. But at least for everyone here, or at least for myself, I'd say thank you for the sacrifices you've made, whether we've seen them or not. I would like to say, however, that at least for until we can get Frankie back, I would like to relieve you of that burden and take a more direct role in leading the party, at least until we get her back, like I said. She'll wait for Taurus to respond.
Trying to look between Taurus and Nadine.
Dizzy looks confused.
He's gonna be a second. Apparently his stuff's fucked up right now.
Oh, he's probably... Hello, can you hear me?
Oh, there we go. Yeah, we can hear you now.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened. My computer just shit itself.
Oh, fuck.
That's fine. That's also why I got disconnected from the server.
I
don't know, you were talking, and then I got disconnected.
Oh, fuck.
Rip.
That's why you have the recording.
You know, you're not wrong, but...
It was like something like, I appreciate what you've done, and then it was like, you literally started the sentence, and then it was just like, dead.
Alright. Well, okay, just to sum it up, Nadine is almost like offering a reprieve / asking permission to take a more direct leadership role in the party for while we're searching for Frankie, or a way to recover her.
I appreciate the recognition, for there is a number of things that go on without the notice of everyone. I will say that normally I would have no hesitation in willingly allowing you to have that role. Though I would say I am concerned now. For being the leader is not always making the decision you want to make. By doing those decisions you don't want to make, it is for the betterment of others, not just ourselves. And I feel that if I was in a similar situation of you, I'd be unsure if I could knowingly do such sacrifice that is required of that role.
Nadine looks at the ground for a moment before looking back up into Taurus's eyes. I believe I understand what you mean to a point. But she takes a moment. But at the least, I would promise that I would never act out of lack of interest for everyone's well-being. I shall not ever knowingly leave my comrades lacking. That is one of my 10 codes.
Is that merely only the comrades here? Or the other people that have put their trust within us?
if there's time to, Dizzy's gonna interrupt, or at least interject. Unless there's no time.
It's as many as I can manage. I wouldn't trade the world for one person. But I wouldn't leave them lacking either, if I could help it.
Let me refer to an example for clarity. The events of last night, ignoring the aftermath of that for now, as much as I would like to rag on Charles and how much I dislike him,
It wasn't
unfortunately,
him. You know why I did that.
I understand why.
And I'd regret it.
That is a great example of what it means to be a leader. Doing things we do not wish. I do not feel the necessity to celebrate. I feel there is very little other than we managed to make it through alive. But unfortunately, when you are the leader and you have those that look up to you, idealize you, idolize you, sometimes you may have to do things that you do not want to by any measure. Because by doing so, you will help save them at the cost of yourself. That event, I would say, is almost trivial compared to others we've been through. But it is still an indicator of self-discipline and temperance. Temperance of one's emotions and feelings. Things that do not always benefit one on the political field. The individuals on this battlefield of politics now are much more experienced than we are. And sometimes even just the simplest of things may put us at a disadvantage.
I understand.
I will say that I recognize your determination, and this talk is a display of your growth in the direction to become a leader. And perhaps, depending on the rest of this conversation, I would be willing to allow you, no, allow you is the wrong term, willingly follow your lead.
Nadine had deflated slightly at this point, but With a short breath, she sort of regains her composure. I can't say I would always be the best at, well, what you've done for us. Nor would I act on such things without counsel. So, whether or not we do go through with it, I appreciate your words, and I understand how well-meaning they are. Thank you. We can discuss that later. However, she will turn to Shafra. Her eyes were unsure when looking at Taurus. They were perhaps worried, troubled. When they look at Shefra, it's a little bit frightening. It almost feels as if there's little love to be lost in those eyes right now. Shefra. This has been a long time coming. Your urges and desires have been ignored at best, or encouraged at worst. Despite how dire our situation has been, is, and will be, your complete lack of discipline has gone unaccounted for far too long. From this point onwards, at the very least, I will be holding you to reasonable standards until you can otherwise be trusted. Is that understood?
Complete lack of discipline. I know I have issues with the power that flows through me, but discipline is there. I sought out you, sought out Dizzy for aid, sought out my own circle. I have been trying to fix things. And everywhere I go, there are only more answers. I would very much like to not feel this way, these urges. If you have a solution, I am all ears. But it is not so simple as just following orders.
I am the solution.
How?
I will do whatever it needs to be done to keep you in line.
What does that
For
mean?
your own good. I will accompany you from here on out if you were to split from any other member of the party.
I'm not a child, Nadune.
Then don't act like one. You saw what you did on the wall there. You saw what happened. You had a fit.
This is great for someone who attempted to throw a fit that Taurus stopped.
The difference is my fit smash bottles, yours smashes walls. Yours destroys souls. Is that understood? Our level of...
I saved people,
Our
Nadune.
comparison, there's no comparison.
The magic I used saved people. It could very well
And
have
they nearly
saved
killed...
the entire city.
And it nearly doomed us all.
But it didn't.
We got lucky. Look me in my eyes and tell me we don't think we're lucky to be alive standing here today.
Dizzy steps right up to Nadune. It's not luck. It's because of us. Stares at her directly in her eyes.
She doesn't look at her. She's waiting for Shepard's answer.
It's more than just luck, as Dizzy says. Yes, there are certain powers. Upon the wall, I did not know what I was using, but I do now. And I controlled it when I used it the second and the third time. Just as you did not know what you were using with your own acidic breath upon the door when we are trying to be stealthy. Yes, there is issues within my magic. I have issues with control sometimes. By sometimes I mean most often. But those issues are quelled by the magics that we need on a daily basis.
You said you wanted help.
I do?
This is it.
That is a very severe option.
The
It's
circle
a
will
very
help me.
severe situation.
Tell me, can you prevent our enemy from spying upon us?
Are you trying to rationalize yourself now?
No, I'm telling you that I am still a danger. Can you stop me from casting magic? Because that's the only thing that's
Yes.
going to prevent this. How?
Yes, I can. She will extend a hand, and within it, a glow begins, which then instantly transforms into a spear made of energy.
Oh, you wish to kill me now?
Dizzy stands between them.
Yeah, Renak will get up also.
See, when I thought
This
that I would
can
follow you to
prevent
the
your
end,
spells. This is not meant to harm you.
the spear is not meant to harm.
It harms spells. Get over it. You're
Damn
jumping
it.
at every chance to make me the demon here.
You are acting like one.
Yet Nadune comes from a place of at least some reason.
I misunderstand a single spell, and this is the reaction to it. It wasn't even a spell, really.
It wasn't the effect. It was why and how you used it.
To save us from the army that was
In
fighting us.
anger. In undisciplined rage.
Don't blink at that. As you... What do you call your own fighting style on the battlefield, then?
I have complete control. It's honed to a razor's edge. Have you ever seen me get upset for no reason and
Yes.
act on it with physical violence against someone?
Can someone know?
It is discipline. These false dichotomies are not becoming of you. And I grow tired of them.
I grow tired of your
Accept it or
attitude.
not.
I have done much to help this group. One mistake does not seem to be worth being treated as a child. If you do not wish me to travel with you, then say it.
It wasn't the one mistake. It was everything leading up to it. Your interactions with Adris. Your further deepening into your desires, your addiction. It hurts me. It hurts me to see you like that. And we need to acknowledge the consequences. Here and now. I want to help you.
Mention of Adris. Sheffer will want to meet your gaze, shuffling her feet a little bit. Kind of like deflating, almost.
Out of anybody here, anybody, I understand what he can stand for. I have walked this path carefully. You've fallen down the pit. And I'm not saying that's your fault. Nobody who walks this world does so without error. But you need to stop arguing with why the pit's there and let us help you out of it. Please.
I've tried. Do you not think that I've tried leaving this pit?
Then we'll try harder. Why do you think I'm so extreme in this? Why do you think I'm so sure of it? Because any half measures won't cut it. And you know that, don't you?
Do you think we can handle a quest going forward without my magic?
Unfortunately, no.
And what's the solution?
Like I said, we need more discipline in other parts of our lives at least, if not also during battle. I want your word. If you do not wish for me to accompany you wherever you go, I want your word that on your place in our party, that you will not hide your intentions outside of our sights.
Never
That
have.
when you leave us, if you leave us, it is for strictly things we are aware of, and not temptations otherwise. Even saying this, I don't want to do that, but
There's a look of confusion on Sheffer's face. I never have left you without the party knowing of my intentions. And even then, when I did go upon my own, it's often with, well, Rannoch at my side.
the night of the feast with Adris,
They came to me.
and you went. I don't blame you, but
I will try my best to resist these urges. I think if there are moments where we find magic's particularly unique nature, having a little guidance for these moments would be appreciated.
Nadine nods. She'll offer Sheffer a hand.
Like a handshake type of hand, or
Yes.
okay. I'd gingerly take it.
She does not gingerly take your hand. She takes your whole arm and she pulls you into a hug. It hurts a little.
Uh,
And then you stab her through the chest.
Yes! No.
Lannister sends their regards. Stab, stab.
Adra sends his regards.
Man, fucking double cross in the center.
Just pat the back. Awkwardly a little bit.
Mm.
Still unsure of my own feelings here.
Yeah.
I appreciate you looking out for me, Nadine. In your own way.
There's only so much I know to do. She'll look a little vulnerable when she says that.
Well, you've
Just so,
through a lot more.
just so it's said, Sheffer, next time you look at Jinx, Shelby is there translating the entire conversation. And Jinx is looking at Nadine, partially approvingly. Jinx is still very bad at you, Sheffer.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
I will speak on this topic before we move on.
Please feel free. I haven't really done perfectly, I know.
By all means, let's continue discussing this.
She looks a little guilty.
While
Despite
I
everything.
do not feel as strongly as Nadine as some of the earlier complications, the latest one, while we were still in the siege, I will take some of the blame for not making the intentions clear of that evening. But it was not to let go so much that we were not capable of what our roles were. For when we reached that gate, I did notice an absence. I could be wrong in the assumption that you were sleeping the night off. But if we truly needed you, you would not have been there, is my assumption.
You know, I did not handle my liquor that night. No. I look very awkward. And very embarrassed.
That is fine. This is something we can work on in the future. There is one last thing I will say on this. And that I say this, which I do feel strongly on. Because I do not know the consequences that I will have to face in dealing with your actions. I've manipulated fate on your behalf a number of times, and strongly at that. There may come a time where I get the blowback from it. I do not wish for it to be a catch-all for when we do not have things go our way. Though I understand it is something that is to our benefit.
I did not bring the ham back, thank you very much.
Jinx did.
Jinx did.
Just kidding. It's in Shelby's stomach now.
The ham fucking broke me. Thank you, Lexo. I forgot
God
like
damn it,
half of what he
Lexo.
fucking said.
Yeah, actually, I forgot to.
Would you like a summary?
Yeah, summary, please. Thank you.
He has manipulated fate on Chopper's behalf a number of times, and he specifically said manipulated it very strongly. And that while there's understanding that, hey, look, it's really convenient to have that power, we should not be using it for anything and everything. If we're, hey, look, I can do this, even though it's going to be a mega stretch. Let's just try it anyways, and he'll make sure we do.
You think your power will have repercussions for it?
I believe the price for playing with fate is not one that comes cheap.
I'll take your word for that. Always under the impression that fate is what we make of it. You speak of it as if it's magic of its own sort.
I will not say I'm very knowledgeable on the subject, other than what I've been told by those that are. And even then, it seems to be a subject that is relatively secret and unknown.
Well, try my best to avoid needing for you to bend fate in my favor. I don't really know what that will entail, but I'll try.
Taurus after looking at Schaffer, he just kind of casually looks at Jinx chewing on the conspicuously lipstick-covered ham before calm quiet and sitting back down.
The freaking ham.
Am I good to take back over?
I think so, yeah.
Okay.
Unless Dizzy's gonna say something.
She's literally waiting on Nadine.
I'm going to take a seat back as well. And try to kick the ham closer to Shelby.
Oh yeah, Shelby. No, absolutely devour that shit.
Just hide the evidence.
Ham's gone.
I think
Never even
we all saw
existed.
lipstick though.
Right,
Why ham?
More reason for Jinx to be upset. You took her ham.
Damn
We'll get a
straight.
new one.
All right. Oh my god. Oh fucking don't please. All right.
I think she would do it. I'm sorry.
I mean, there's also Steven.
Oh my god. All right. We're taking a break. All right.
Happening.
Seize glory.
Nice.
We're literally having like a serious thing, and then the animal companions are fighting over food in the background.
And quick action. It's gone. All right. Cool.
Okay, cool. I wanted to fail that roll, so carrying on.
Okay. Nadine will look to Rannick. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Amber. I'm gonna get to you.
I'm waiting.
This is the order. This is the order. This is just the order it's going
I know
in.
what you're doing, and I hope you are okay with the consequences of this. But go for
Oh
it,
yeah,
go for it.
we'll see. We'll see. All right. So yep, she'll turn to Rannick. Rannick. She doesn't look like particularly displeased or upset with Rannick.
Yeah, he'll just give you a steady gaze, like he's
Okay.
waiting for.
Since you rejoined us, your eagerness to prove yourself has been noted. Yet you've also been eager in other ways I kind of would not prefer. I don't know for sure if how quickly you dispatched that blood mage was wrong, per se. but I don't know how much you realized how big of a lead she could have given us had it not been for, well, whatever the hell your arrow did afterwards. Your bolt, whatever.
Well, there's two things I could say about this. One was, in the heat of the moment, we needed to eliminate her from the battle. The amount
Listen.
that she did that first attack, there's no way I was gonna let her continue. And the
Like
second
I
one,
said, I can't say you were wrong. Okay, that's sort of why I lit up with that. But
the second one,
I
she was
don't
not
know.
gonna tell us anything. There's no way we would be able to successfully take her and make her tell us something.
Well, I have some matches could have done that, but
Nadunes? Hold on a second. Let me see if hold on a second. She doesn't have bluff. Nadune's countenance darkens considerably. Her brows furrow, her teeth slightly bare, and only Rennick's eyes, both facing her directly as well as being so thoroughly trained as they are, would see the hint of that black ichor of her rage slowly ebb out from her pupil and then back in. Just briefly, barely.
Well,
Regardless, I still am unaware of how much you were aware of that possibility. If you were, then I understand, but the only thing I could ask, and as I said, I don't think you did anything wrong, is to keep that in mind in the future.
I will definitely keep that in mind. And I already have plans to try to find some more information about her whereabouts if I can. So I am
hope
not
that
going to
this
let her
time-
go.
I hope
So-
that this time we're a little bit more prudent.
Yes. Most certainly.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Savage. I'm sorry.
But-
that was savage.
You can tell Tar says that in a not callous, like, way.
Yeah,
He's-
Nadune's also going pretty easy on him here. Like she's
he's like, don't.
Yeah, I had planned on asking Sheffer for help anyways to get more information. But
okay. Well,
even then, Nadine, I know this is an emotional time for you.
listen.
Wait,
it's
let me
fine.
finish. Let me finish.
Okay.
Because we mourning, right? We all miss Frankie, and it hits harder than most. But right now, we are all trying to be very level in our emotions to get through this.
All right. Well, he'll receive a current nod from Nadune. Oh boy.
oh, actually maintain
I
composure.
also-
Nice.
Quick interrupt because I know how this is gonna act to this. I just want to say, I can't word this out. Before I say anything, I just want to say I'm not actually angry like this. I'm not.
No,
angry.
it's cool.
I'm just really excited. I'm just really passionate, and it's hard for me not to go all out. Try to do my best not to blow out ears, and just while still trying to convey how
Trying to-
absolutely maddening angry this is right now.
I've had my sound at 25%. This is our conversation.
But let me just lower this. How's this? Is this better? I just knew
It's
my
good.
microphone. I have no idea how I sound.
It's good.
You're
Yeah,
fine.
You're
You're
fine.
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 Alright,
Yeah.
alright, go.
All right. Nadune will slowly, agonizingly painful. No, just slowly. Turn towards the final character,
Dizzy looks at her.
Dizzy.
Before she says anything else, Dizzy raises a hand to her face and says, "Oh, does the high and mighty Queen Nadune see fit to address me now? What an honor! Oh, it's quite funny how you can say all of that to Shifra. Oh, yeah, you thought I forgot that. So late now. Too late now. Now when Schiffer actually needed it. Oh, we're not gonna talk about that, are we? We're just gonna go right by that. You are just like perfect in every way. I was the only one who wanted to take action then, and you stopped me. And now you stand here without taking any responsibility. You being our leader? Don't make me laugh. You acting like you have the solution to everything? Before now, you've only made things worse. You made things worse for Sherpa. You made things worse for yourself. And now this is how you want to go about it? I wonder, is this you or the spear talking?
Nadine slowly looks to everyone else in the room. She will then turn back to Dizzy. She doesn't seem upset. She seems maybe unsure of her meaning, but she doesn't seem upset.
Dizzy, we have all made mistakes in this, and we're all trying to atone for them in different ways.
Let me speak for myself. Thank you, Anna. To be frank, as I've said before, and I will say again, I only do what I can. I do my best to give everything that I possibly can for those around me that I care about. Hell, more often for those that don't care about me in the first place. That's something I'm used to, and it's something I accept willingly. My whole point of addressing this issue with Jeff for today is taking on responsibility. It is acknowledging that things have been lacking in the past. From everyone here.
I don't hear I'm sorry.
Sorries don't fix problems.
But
I'm not wasting my time with that.
it admits to responsibility, to ownership.
I feel as if you want to hear something specific from me.
I want
While
you to
I've already expressed what you're asking.
you to admit your part in Sherfra's downward spiral. And then I can listen to what you have to say.
What have I done?
You
In your eyes.
have allowed Adris to get closer to her. You have allowed it, you have hidden it, you have protected it. You've said nothing. Even though I wanted to interfere, you stopped me. And now you come here. All I want you to do is admit that that was the wrong thing to do. That's it.
Is that what I am to you? A conniver?
No, I want you.
No, that is what you just said.
Ability.
No. I won't address what you said now.
Fine.
Silence.
It is the truth.
I did not conspire with Adris. I did not hide his wrongdoings, and I certainly don't hold a leash attached to him. If you want to hold someone accountable, hold Adris accountable. He's his own person. And you know, in your heart of hearts, I did not agree with how things were going between her and Adris. She says his name as if she's spitting it out, like some nasty morsel that's overwroughten.
Dizzy tilts her head.
Do not imply that it was my goal to corrupt poor Shefra.
Then why did you stop me?
Oh, okay. Out of character, real quick. In what specific situation are you talking about?
He's Adris pretty much gave blood to Shurfa, and Dizzy was about to walk over to approach them, and Nadine stopped her, and she actually was like, "Oh, you're the leader now, fine," and walked off because Nadine tried to stop her from interfering with what they were doing. She also was going to say something when Adris was about to after Adris did the kiss thing before the siege, and again Nadine said, "Not now." So she was going to say something and address it. She's like, "Fine." Again, what Dizzy is saying is basically that every single time you've been like, "Oh, we need him now," or seems to be. She's not even implying that. She's seeing what it looks to her. What it looks like, oh, protecting, this and putting it all on Shurfa. When in the end of the day, she always seems to like just allow it to happen. At least in Dizzy's eyes.
The first one, more specifically, Jesse, it was during the feast.
No, I know. I remember.
Right after you had gotten done talking to Shepard. And then Adris had slid on in. Yeah.
I remember. Fucking Sage. She will take a breath. I will admit this. There are a great many forces on us that night. A great many things, events looming over us. No. I won't make excuses. She shakes her head to herself. I did fail her. As I have already admitted, I did fail her that night. This is why I am so vehemently desiring to fix this, to help it, to mend it. Thousands of lives depended on us that night and the days after. Excuse as it is still true. All that being said, firstly, yes, Jeffra. I ask your forgiveness for not being there as thoroughly as I could have been.
I mean, no, I got composure check. You can tell that she's like, I mean, after you just fucking yelled at me, do I really want to accept this? Back to the RP though.
It's okay. It's okay. You don't have to respond if you don't want to.
There's a lot going on that night. It's, understandable you weren't really paying attention. It's okay.
I've said it before. I shall not ever knowingly leave my comrades lacking. And I did fail you that night. I will... I wish to be gentler moving forward in aiding you, Jeffra, but I still feel like limits need to be put in place that are unshakable. If that is agreeable.
Well, I think some limits should be had. I think first, do your best to keep me away from your patron. Because I think
Absolutely.
we all know that I'm not going to be able to control myself that, just so gently slides on in. Like, I don't.
Nadune will place deadly expectations on the ground and draw her old spear. I swear upon our friendship and the friendships of those around us here, present today, and those who may not be present, though I sorely wish they would be, that if I do not act in your defense from him, I will seek him out myself. She'll then put away her old spear and pick up her other spear. Nice. Rip that horse.
I think this is appropriate.
I've
Get
been, wait-
fucked.
There we go.
I've been waiting for the right time to post that little clip.
It's like, oh shit. Oh, okay.
I'll give a nod at that.
Okay.
There's definitely some tears forming a little bit.
Unfortunately, before she looks back up dizzy, she sighs deeply. Secondly, you're going to be upset with me. I am going to, within every possibility presented before me, to rescue Frankie. Well, I'll take them. She looks her dead in the eyes. There's no anger, no fear, nothing. It's the most plain expression you've ever seen on her. It's a little disturbing. For her, at least. No stone will be left unturned. No option discarded. Save for... well, I think the obvious.
What's the obvious?
killing people and shit that are like good and innocent and stuff.
I'm glad you're making a distinction.
I mean, yeah. Come on. Come on.
Did,
But this involves working with him as well. I will not yield on this. We don't have to have him with us. But I will be engaging Adris for his aid in saving Frankie. And I thought all of you should know.
And as long as, Frankie back, and,
is,
we avoid direct
mhm.
contact.
I'll be with you. I'll be with you, Shafra.
Yes, then I think it's fine.
Is this the reason you've been ignoring me? Treating me like this? Like I'm not even here? Like I'm invisible?
No.
Then why?
Other than what's been required of me, my mind's been elsewhere.
Tell me.
It's obvious. It's Frankie.
I-
My mind's been on Frankie this whole time.
Azira, reach out and grab her hand. I know. But has your faith in me been shaken that much? Look,
On the contrary,
if I am going to stand here and talk about responsibility, I would be nothing but a hypocrite if I didn't own up to mine. What happened to Frankie? That was my failure. I dropped the spell. It is my weakness that caused it.
no.
And I want you to know that while you believe that the options that you have are the only options you have, I want you to understand that I also will do absolutely every single thing I need to do to find and bring back Frankie. But I will do it with my power and with all of you at my side together, not with just thinking about him is just like
All right. Before you continue, Nadine would visibly react to this. So let me explain that, because, she would her countenance would lift. Her mood would be brightening slowly. There would almost be a smile in those crankled teeth of hers. But as soon as she begins speaking of butts, it freezes in place. But she doesn't say anything.
How can you, and she'll notice this, and she's going to say, how can you admit the pain and suffering, the, how you put it, how of it's making it difficult for us to stay on the correct path for ourselves, to make it harder for Chef for the control herself. How can you admit that and still think that this is a good idea? And I won't look. I'll do this. I won't say absolutely not completely, but I will say this: only our last resource. We must do we must be completely at the bottom of the barrel. We tried absolutely everything first. Then I'll consider it. She looks done. But I believe in us, and I believe in my patron. We can bring her back without him. That is something I believe wholeheartedly. And I'm sorry if you disagree.
There is a knowing in Nadun's eyes. A knowing and a sadness. She'll sigh. Her shoulders will slump a little. Alright then.
Is he a nod? Good. Step back. Sorry, I haven't been that quite angry in a long time. She's like fanning herself.
It's fine. Did anyone else have anything? I know it was sort of my thing, but
I have an opinion on that.
Nadine will look over to Taurus rather quickly.
And that concessions should be made on both sides. Taurus will look at Nadine and then Dizzy as he says that.
Nadine's just confused. Like, flat out, like,
Dizzy looks at Tyrus, tilting her head a little bit, like a little cute little anime girl. Like, huh?
explain.
I've heard two sides. Very strongly worded. Must. Last resorts. Things of that nature. I understand, I believe, both sides. Adris is a powerful ally. And one that has shown that he's at least somewhat trustworthy. Though I would say he seems to either be prone to pranks or things that he does at a whim for his own enjoyment at the detriment of others. And I can understand the hesitation of others of Dizzy's patron. Things that we have been taught our entire lives that are taboo, heresy. Things we should not deal with. But to trust it wholeheartedly without any doubt. Is a hard thing to swallow for both sides. I believe that only by approaching an agreement between the two of you on this, that we can work amicably and without resentment. Because I believe I am in the middle of those two opinions.
Nadine will speak. I have to say this. I think there needs to be some compromise, like Tara said. Because I wouldn't be able to stand knowing that there'd be another option that we were just ignoring this whole time, hoping things would get better, without any surety of that, despite our own beliefs in ourselves and our capabilities.
I believe
I-
we are capable. But I also believe that we do not know everything. And that we are capable of performing the necessary task for that. My
In
only
addition-
concern is that depending on which route we go, there will be price to be paid. And I'm of the belief that the one that Adris would want will not come cheaply. As I'm sure, if we ask other powerful individuals, such as the Fae, it will not come cheaply either.
Izzy looks at his side. Well, I wasn't thinking of the Fae right away.
I'll be
As you-
blunt.
Sorry.
I'll be blunt. I don't want to wait until we're all out of other options, if there was one available through other means, whether we like them or not.
Which is why I am suggesting a compromise. Because
She
based
looks at
on
Dizzy.
my impression, you wish for this as soon as possible. Not like I don't understand that.
I think we all do.
Perhaps the circle could be an alternate path to get Frankie back.
I want to know everything available now. I don't want to be working in the dark.
Don't plan on being idle. Trust me. What is this compromise? What are you talking about?
She'll look back to Tars.
What I was suggesting is we do not just rush headlong in doing what Adris wishes, because he has promised the answer to our problem, our solution, the only solution we know of. He may have that solution, but he may not be the only one. He's just the one that is most accessible. The one that's the quickest to dangle the bait in front of our eyes. I believe we should consult other allies. For we do have quite a bit of pull with them. The Circle is one. The Fae could be another. And as much as I don't want to say that, the Church might as well.
I prefer the former two options.
Yes, I understand. But if we are not going to leave any circle unturned,
Fair.
as was said, still must be said, rather than kept quiet.
I think the circle or the fair are best bets, to be honest. The enemy was using Shadow Fae on their side. So, stands to reason that circle would know the most, or ANN, if they're still around.
You may also be able to leverage some of the adventurers, or the mages college. I don't know as much about magic,
Perhaps.
but people learn things. And if this has happened before, there may be a record or a rumor of it.
Good question. She's looking at everybody now, one by one.
I do not meet your gaze.
Could because she looks like she's actually something's dawning on her, or something she didn't really think about. And then she looks at Taurus. Do you not trust? And this is a general you. Trust my patron, or do you not trust the source of my power?
I've never had any trouble with that. I don't know why you think that.
Because I feel like that should be the number one first avenue. And I get the feeling like as if Taurus does not want to approach it.
She looks at Taurus.
I am more confident in allies that we have a strong rapport with.
Oh. Well,
Your patron is in a very specific relationship with you. I would almost say similar to what Adria says.
Not fair. He gives me power. He saved your life. Through Cassandra. It's my power. It's not as if I'm at his will. His power is mine.
Nadoon's dumbstruck as she's staring at Dizzy.
It is
Absolutely
true.
dumbstruck.
Oh, do you see? Sorry. You're saying that, and it's making
excuse
me
me.
think you're saying that. Sorry.
Excuse me. Are you me?
She-
Because that sounds like what I would say.
Tell me, is she doesn't like say, well, I guess so. Is Remph here right now, like going to our friends and giving them blood to drink? How is it the same? She looks at Taurus.
He isn't controlling me either. That's the point.
As you're saying this, Amber, your back begins to heat up.
She like rolls her shoulders and tries to ignore it.
Oh, I definitely get fucking noticed.
Yep. Dizzy, I think there's a lot of uncertainty regarding your patient because we only know of 2 instances they've helped. They may have been good, but we don't know what else they can do.
I've asked and they've answered.
Nadoon
You
lays
know
a hand
that
on her
they've
shoulder.
answered truthfully?
Taurus, how else can you? What can you see? What trickery can you possibly divine from this? From what has happened?
That is why you are you and I am I.
I'm gonna look around the camp. Do I notice any people who might be observing us?
Yeah, we're.
No, not really. Your guys' camp has a pretty good fire break at being who you are. The only thing you notice is a random crow or a few crows calling on a
I don't
nearby
like that.
building.
Damn
Mahima, go away.
All right. You know what? No, Nadoon's gonna have a fucking revelation here. Dizzy. A powerful being makes a pact with you to aid in its presence on our plane. I think Taurus is right. I don't think it's doing this out of love for you necessarily, but not out of spite either. It's the same as Adris. Think about it. He couldn't do anything before we found him. He was sealed away. And Renf? What happened? An angel broke through a barrier for him, at his behest, to help us.
Mine.
His.
Mine.
Cassandra belongs to him still.
She is mine. Oh, now you're gonna get it. Now you She listens to me. She protects me. It is my power. He.
Do you actually believe in Renf?
Yes.
That's his angel then.
Yes.
Rana's trying to take his breath for a second.
Looks to Shepard.
Shepard, is everything okay?
Well,
Oh, looks.
You know when I went to go speak with the circle by myself? Yeah, I told you what was happening and all that, and
Oh God, no. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I left something out. Wasn't really sure how to broach the subject.
Leans in.
Well, now's as good as any.
I'm going to stand up and make my way to Dizzy and whisper in her ear unless she doesn't let me do so.
Oh yeah, she's completely open. She like wants to know what's going on.
I'm going to send you a DM. I'll also send it to
fuck.
Lexo in case someone's
Oh
listening.
fuck.
Oh, okay.
Oh
All right.
fuck.
Oh, what is happening?
Out of
Sheffer,
character. Fuck.
Yep.
Taurus blew fucking Nadun's mind. Holy shit.
You're not wrong. Everyone.
Holy fuck.
Oh my. Oh.
That's for you, Jesse.
Taurus.
Oh, I'm in there. Get me in.
Nice, dude.
I did
You're
not
welcome.
know this was coming at all.
I'm surprised.
It's true though. It's
How
fucking
did
true.
you not? What? I was
like
waiting. I was almost waiting for the blow up so he can be like, "Yep, this is why he's in the middle of all these arguments because that's literally what he's thinking."
God, Nadun already valued Taurus like invaluably, but holy shit.
That's my husband, by the way. Okay.
The insight.
Yeah,
Oh
you're
my god.
welcome.
Please. Oh, it's
You're
your
welcome.
husband, your power. Ooh, no, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm just fucking around.
I am
And
dizzy
that-
at this dizzy.
The fact that you mentioned that, and if you remember the ceremony, that should tell you everything about this.
I'm so confused.
You should think on that. There was a number of things that got stated to you with that.
There's no such thing as a coincidence.
Exactly.
I don't like this at all. What's going on?
How the turns table.
When someone's playing 3D chess, only to
Oh,
realize the
someone's
other
calling me.
person's playing
I'm gonna
4D.
put enter right now. There's more to it, but I need to answer the call.
Okay. Give me something. I need something. What's going on?
You should mute yourself while you read it,
Yeah,
I'm-
probably.
no.
just in case.
I was just sitting here because I was I messaged him to remind him of what he's bringing up, and it's just like he's been rolling composure checks and failing to bring it up, and I'm just like, God damn it.
That's a
There's-
fucking.
I like watching the party get spicy shit that completely rips the table.
Also, this is fucking cliffhanger the way where he left off. I'm like, what? God damn. I think I know something about a little bit this. I think, well, at least I think I know what. Unless there's something else I missed.
No, you guys don't know anything of what he's
Oh, okay.
bringing down.
Okay.
Be right back.
All right.
Oh,
I'm
Yeah,
ready.
this is one of those. He has kept it close to the chest.
Oh.
all I'm saying, I was expecting Nadine to be way more mad at Rannoch about killing that person.
Oh no! Listen, man. Like she was mad at the time. She was mad and frustrated and sad and just sorrowful. But like, Nadine is fucking rock solid, man. Like
It's one of those
she'll
things-
have strong opinions, but she can, control herself.
It's one of those things. In reality, Nadine knows it was probably the best choice.
It was probably the best, but also there was things she wanted. Like,
Also, honestly, I think Dizzy to some degree understands where Nadine is coming from, but she feels like she has to be the way Nadine has to be for sure for us. She has to be that for Nadine. That's why she got all in her face.
honestly, yeah.
Here's the thing. It's funny. Nadine needs to be that way for Sheffer. Amber needs to be that way for Nadine. And Taurus has to be that way for Dizzy. So it's basically Taurus just trying to hold the reach on all three of these.
I mean, I will. I don't know if it's in character or not, or like if it's more in character or not, I should say. But I still sort of disagree with that. But
It's not wrong though.
I feel like out of anybody here, Nadine compartmentalizes the best. Excuse me.
I'm back.
Welcome back.
And
That's all I'm
Rannoch
saying. That's all I'm saying. Like, Rank doesn't get into trouble other than killing himself, so it's fine.
Yeah.
I'm glad you're alive.
Taurus.
He tries to be the moral support.
That's his name.
Morals, get out of here.
Alright, I have
Right.
edited my
Taurus-
post. I'm going to send that to Lexo as well, just in case.
I was gonna say when Tara stands up, knowingly cock blocks himself for the party.
No, I just love how
Yeah, right.
Rannoch is the moral support. Morals don't necessarily mean good morals.
Yep.
God damn it.
Give me a second. I'm trying to find it because this is very important. This is meme that I. This is it. I found it. Oh, it's not. It has a fucking text. Ignore the text. But this is freaking much. This is Taurus right now with fucking with Nadine and Dizzy right now. Oh, Jesus.
I don't know. All Taurus had to say was that, and she's locked up with him now. Like, it's fucking over. Fucking A. Mind fucking blown.
And after whispering that, I'll kind of take a step back and still won't meet your gaze, but
Really quick.
awkwardly shuffle.
Really quick, would anyone else here be attempting to overhear what she's whispering? But
No.
you guys are just like standing around a campfire right now.
Actually, hold on.
That far apart.
One second. Somebody would. Hold on.
Shelby.
Here.
Ooh. Shelby would absolutely be. He'd be leaning in and everything. Like,
I mean, Jinx probably would just by default because they're a fucking cat.
I mean-
Yeah, but Jinx doesn't
Yeah, I know.
comments away.
I'm not gonna bother rolling, but they probably would just be like idly listening.
To be fair, Jinx was there when you had the conversation.
It's true.
So they know them.
Yeah, they know.
All right, here. Let me roll a D100 and see if he would try to be. See, high he does. Okay. Oh.
Yeah, we'll have perception drained around.
Yep.
that's pretty high for a roll, yeah. Shit.
Yeah.
Does Taurus? No, Taurus isn't in it, right?
Well,
What a
okay,
troll.
send it to Rannoch.
Jesus
All
Christ!
right.
And then he gets divine smited. Holy fuck! Here we go.
You don't have to send it to me for Shelby's sake. It's fine.
Look, I don't.
Like basically,
Oh,
if like the only
Lord.
reason, like if that would be high enough, the only reason I'd ask you to send it to me is if Shelby thinks it would endanger Nadine's life, basically.
No, Shelby wouldn't say shit.
Okay, cool. We're good.
Shelby wouldn't tell you.
He's just a gossip. Like, come on.
When Taurus tried to listen.
Fuck no.
I would awkwardly shift back, kind of, rubbing my arms. There was more than that, but there's some up version.
Dizzy, so as Sherfa came over and leaned over, and Dizzy kind of leaned forward with her head kind of like at an angle, and as he says this, her head does not move, but her eyes suddenly go slowly very wide, and her mouth is like a line, and she kind of gets pale as these words really sink into her. She's very, very quiet all of a sudden. So she's gonna sit with this for a good.
I mean,
several minutes.
are we?
I
Allowed
don't
to
want
know?
to say them aloud in case we're being watched.
Oh, okay. What the fuck? That's supposed to be. hold on a second.
So far, as soon as you say I don't want to say it out loud in case we're being watched, one of the crows will call and they will all fly away. There are
Must shoot that crow.
There are no birds in this area.
I'm shooting the crow.
Oh, it flew out of sight.
I'm casting a seeking missile upon it.
Yeah, you still have to have line of sight.
They took the surprise round to flee.
Yeah, you can think about it on the tree.
Exactly.
I
I didn't even think about the fucking
Oh.
crows.
Are these orcs still spying on you, Shafra?
Oh,
Yes, but only when I use magic.
Are they using crows as well?
Apparently.
I
Does
think we
it-
know who uses crows.
Does he
I
raise
think you guys need a check for that one.
We do know it's
okay.
fucking Charles.
Yeah, Charles walks around with her.
He has
Well,
crows
You walk
all
around
about
with
him.
crows?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
that wanker.
Yeah, that's why I didn't want to hear
Wait,
this.
Oh
But,
my
like, I don't have the
God,
best perception, so I assumed I didn't see him.
how much like him? He's like
I completely forgot Charles had crows.
Yes.
Yeah, Charles is good.
Yeah,
Holy shit,
there's a
this
reason
guy-
why I was like,
I
I need
hate him so
whisper.
much more now.
Oh my
Holy
god. We need to
shit.
kill him. We actually do need to kill him.
Holy.
God. Does he
I will do it. I will volunteer.
To be fair, Sage, you do kind of know this from the previous conversations. Charles might have already had that info.
Yeah, I mean, probably, but I still want to, in case there's other
Put him
people
6 feet
listening and
under.
stuff, but yeah.
I still have to have a meeting with this man. I don't even want to do that.
Oh god. Right.
Dizzy's like head like shoots up once he realizes the implications and like looks up to the crows and probably sees as they're like gone or just leaving. Looks to fucking Taurus.
I
looks to everyone else.
um
Oh
that
god.
that aside, do you still disagree with what he was saying?
I'm just gonna return to my seat.
Yeah, sit the fuck down.
Dizzy, like her one arm goes around her and she's obviously, and then the other one comes to her like her lips as she's like pensive, but she's also kind of like making herself smaller, but she's like thinking very, very, very hard.
As you wrap your arm around yourself and your hand touches your back, you feel a bit of residual heat.
She's like tapping her lips with her fist and is like
They're just looking back and forth, like, wait, like,
You know what's the worst part about this, Lexa? She would know the gravity of all the people here. She understands the absolute gravity of that thing. Like she would raise her heart.
There's more to it than Sheffer said.
Oh,
I
yeah.
don't have all of it yet.
I don't have all of it. She's gonna. Yeah. Oh, thank you for that. Reminding me of that. She did say that. This is gonna like. Her fist goes into a point. As Shifra, we need to talk.
I figured as much.
Not right now, but later. And then she's gonna.
Are these things that we should be concerned of?
probably.
I mean, probably.
If I am to be quite honest, I didn't imagine it. I simply imagined the cost would be more what's the word? Localized and center and very specific.
Dizzy, give me an int check.
Yeah.
This is a memory check.
What? Oh, what?
Memory.
Intellect. Memory
Intellect.
check. Intellect.
Oh, memory.
Mhm.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
I forget something. Hang on a second.
Sheffer, you can also roll this. There's you two are the only ones with it. And Ranak, actually Ranak, you can roll it too. You heard, I forgot.
Yeah.
And you
Motherfucker.
can roll
Oh,
intellect.
that's not me. I feel like I was
So what's
doing
going on,
that.
Taurus? How you doing?
I'm
all
just-
wrong.
Oh
like
my
shit.
god!
And I'd
Give it to
still be
me.
Dizzy.
Hold
I'd
on,
still be
hold on.
Dizzy.
Hold on. Shelby.
Yep, Shelby.
Shelby,
Fucking
you know
Shelby.
it.
I'll
Rolling
be the only
high.
one that knows.
That's all it needs.
Okay,
is a 15.
actually, Shelby will look up, look at Nadir, and say 2 words.
In Aquan that no one understands.
Or 3 words, sorry. The broken contracts.
Yeah, well he can scratch it out in the ground. And yeah, that's fine.
Broken contracts.
It's an awkward. We don't understand it.
Yeah, you don't understand.
I
it.
know.
You
It
just-
is Amber.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Wait. Adris mentioned this.
You just mentioned what?
Ooh, now I remember.
When
all I heard was bubbles.
I went to his cave and freed him.
And-
He mentioned this. That there were contracts that kept everything in place.
Dizzy blinks.
She almost looks paranoid when she's talking about this
It-
now that it's sort of settling in on her how big this really is.
Nadir
Didn't he say
has
something?
mentioned this to you guys.
Yes. Did he say something when he first arrived at our camp? He was talking about a whole many things, and then I don't know if you remember.
Regardless. Shelby nods. He can't speak common. He can speak Aquan.
Yeah.
So he actually scratches out common in the dirt. Yeah, no, he's fucking yeah. He looks very impressed with himself now. But Nadine will continue. God, I can't believe Shepard didn't know.
She's naive.
No,
Shepard didn't know.
no,
God, we
what
gotta
they
pick
were
up Aquan. We gotta pick up Aquan so we can all be affronted by what Shelby's saying. That's so awesome. Anyways, there were limits placed on beings like him, and those possibly even greater. She'll look at Dizzy. With a strange new camaraderie.
Dizzy looks a
Limits that have been broken. Tell me I lie. Tell me that you don't see it the same way, Dizzy. You
Breaking out.
understand.
She's
I
breaking
don't
out.
think I need to hear what she said to you. I think I understand.
Or
Dizzy's-
Taurus.
is starting to sweat a little, actually. She just nods silently. She's been like, she has been shut the fuck up. Like, holy shit, she just nods.
And so, which
There's fear in
faction
her
do we
eyes
need to
now.
concern ourselves with? As Tars's eyes basically dart between Dizzy, Shafra, and Shelby.
Shelby shrugs.
Shelby regurgitates the ham just so he can eat it again.
Oh god, he would do that! Fuck, you're right.
I assume we would have to worry about any factions related to this contract. Tars.
I think
Actually letting it know that he actually heard what they said.
No, they mentioned contracts already, so that doesn't provide me any information that you overheard me.
I think they might be happening again soon if we're not careful. There's a wariness in her voice now. Just like those wars so long ago.
It would make sense why the orcs are traveling so heavily with shadow magic. Some patron of theirs, leader, likely tied to it in some way.
Suggesting that sides have been drawn on the other planes
At least
Maybe.
one
for another
side.
war.
I could see
Maybe.
it as such.
He looks lost at this point. Like,
Nadine suddenly feels very small.
Dizzy doesn't look like she knows what to do anymore.
I would like to apologize to Steven, but not really.
I'm just going to shuffle
When there's
along
the
my
fucking
bench
games being played with other pieces and he doesn't realize his pieces are being moved.
closer to Dizzy.
Oh, okay. You're moving closer. Okay, I was like, you better not be fucking leaving.
No, I'm shuffling closer to Dizzy. Just so if
Yeah.
they
I was gonna
need some comfort, I'm here.
Alright. Well, while they comfort each other, Taurus and Nadine will apparently stand rather strong.
Rana
their
starts
composure.
petting Jinx,
Oh.
so she's not attacking the ham anymore.
James is very angry about the ham.
I wish I had the chicken horn right now.
Oh god, the chicken.
What, summon so many chickens for Jinx?
Well,
And Shelby would eat every one of them.
Mm-hmm. Could be battle.
we will be busy dealing with whatever this is. But I guess attempting to ignore that for the moment,
We can only act on what we can
Good
act
job.
on. That was redundant. I'm sorry.
I'm sure that this war will proceed and our involvement will not be voluntary. Are there
Nadine
any
nods.
other things that I am not aware of that you do not wish to tell me? That is pointing us in a certain direction without everyone else's awareness.
Nadine shakes her head. Oh no.
Tars is pointedly looking at Shafra at this point.
Alright, you're getting the double stare down here. Like Nadine lends him a round of rage.
Notice everyone's looking at Shafra. Shafra also looks.
Oh shit! Fucking Randick! Oh god.
Oh.
Well,
No point holding anything back at this point.
yeah.
We've always been
I-
in this together.
I didn't leave much out. I don't think it's really going to change our path, but Let's see here. I'm just reading through this again, just making sure I get the full context before I speak. When I mentioned this to the circle, they stated it was a stealing of power. Not a gift, but it was stolen. I think that might be a seal, perhaps, for breaking of these contracts. And the more that we ask, the more they shatter. But I think if we're going to find anything about our path moving forward, our enemy does truly utilize these forces. I think it'll be somewhere ancient or somewhere with knowledge of the past. Somewhere that we can learn about what actually broke these contracts and what restored them.
Dizzy nods. It just buries our heads in our hands. You couldn't believe this just happened.
I'm going to gingerly place an arm on your shoulder, like a little hand, just like it's okay.
That's it. You feel the heat of Cassandra against her hand.
I'm used to fire.
Actually, I need
Are you fucking there?
Dizzy and Jeffrey to both roll D100.
Oh,
Oh boy.
Yeah.
59.
41.
Is that exactly? Hold on.
Together we
What the
make
fuck?
100.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
100. Never.
All right, perfect. Jeffrey,
Yeah.
as you place the hand on her shoulder gently,
Mm-hmm.
you will actually feel slightly more of a painful heat than you expect as the skin on your back begins to slightly crawl. And Dizzy, as you feel her touch, you would feel the tattoo almost flare up. Not defensively, but in reaction to the touch, glowing harder than where you intended.
I guess I see that too. She's regardless of what this is, she just moves away immediately and she stares at her.
You probably get a little bit of a cut on your shoulder in that case, because my fingers would have digged in just a little bit more than just like a basic hand touch. It would have been like a slight dig in, just from pain, but she has painful magic on a near daily basis. She's pretty used to pain, so it tends to pass for me.
Oh, okay.
It's more of a very severe static shock.
Yeah.
She jumps
That's kind of what
more.
happens.
She jumps more from. She wasn't expecting it, so she's like, "What the fuck was that?"
Yeah, they warned me, which is why I was so awkward when I returned, by the way. They said if you were ever to be influenced, well, you would be the perfect weapon against me.
Oh God! To see like her entire face just like crumbles at that. Like she did. Well, let me actually roll it. Let me actually see if she can hold herself together. Where is it? Okay, she doesn't completely fall apart, and she just stares at her. I'm like, and she just shakes her head. No, like a child.
I guess it's safe to say Cassandra is not liking this conversation.
Hold on. Adris, whatever that is, Remph, Fate. What about you?
Nothing. She looks over. Anything? Did not think about what's going on right now.
looks at the black hole in Rannoch's forehead.
Yeah, he'll just put his finger in the black hole in his forehead. I mean, I don't think I have anything wrong.
Just gonna blink.
I laughed
Okay.
so hard.
All right, there we
Disney
go.
also blinks.
We,
I read that just to
10 of 10.
Yes, the fucking says. Yeah, no, there's nothing wrong. Literally sticking the finger in his own forehead. Yep, completely normal.
I can't help but feel like this is how things are meant to be almost. I think for what's coming forward, we need to put our differences behind us. Mistrusts and misgivings, suspicions and concerns. We all have something that is questionable about us at this point. But we trust each other. Regardless of how much we want to interact with these forces that have invaded? No. That have been bestowed upon us.
Are you just saying that we are pawns in a greater game?
I'm saying we could be more than that. But right now, regardless of whether we are or not, we must still act. And we must not let our misgivings about each source or its intentions for now. And know that we will always serve each other over them.
As I told Dizzy, even after learning this, we're family. The end of the world with you. You all.
Really not. We're all that we have. Stares at the ground.
These powers, these abilities, we can't all say they are ours yet. But one day we will. I feel it in my heart. We will not be pawns. We will grow. And we will succeed. Far beyond these humble beginnings. I believe in us. And so long as you all believe in each other and me as well, everything else is negligible.
Um.
Nadine will reach out her hand in the middle of everyone, looking at each person in turn. Shelby will put a claw in.
I will put a hand in.
It's a small claw.
Dizzy would seeing Taurus looking at his hand, his glowing hand. Dizzy would purposely go forward and put her responding glowing hand on top of the pile and look at Taurus. There's no regret in her face anymore, if there ever was any.
Renog would move closer and put his hand in, and also, like, look at Jinx and try to make her come forward. Because I doubt he would be able to do it.
Fucking lights up.
What is this from?
It's from Scary Movie 2.
Oh,
Take my strong hand!
Oh no, I forgot about that scene.
Dude dies yelling, "Fuck you!"
It made
It's
me.
false.
It made Shelby's small claw made me think of that.
Yeah, oh yeah, that's fair, that's fair.
Taurus will slowly put his hand in. It is not the hand with the symbol.
oh, shit.
Nadine looks at him. She just gives him a look.
Yeah, Randall could raise his eyebrow.
All or nothing, Taurus.
No, he's putting his hand in. He's just not.
Taurus looks at Nadune before he puts his second hand in.
She'll nod.
I'm assuming at this point I don't really control Jinx, so I'm just gonna look at Jinx.
Hmm.
In before she finds a second hand.
Jinx walks to the opposite side of where Sheffer is,
Oh.
and then just touches her nose to the top of the pile. Look, man, it's been less than like 2 days.
Our
I'm not crying. You're crying. Here, I held my composure.
I think we're stronger than ever, actually.
You say that.
With all flowers combined, Captain Planet.
Powers combined. Family drama.
With our powers combined, emotional damage.
Damage. Yep.
So, does anybody not put their hand in?
No, we all did.
I think we all did. Yeah.
We all did.
Frankie doesn't.
Get
the fuck out of here.
Get the fuck out.
Everyone present at the circle.
You know
put
what?
their hand
You
in.
know what?
Damn.
What the fuck is her token? Bam. She's in the circle now.
Yay!
I just,
In the fire.
I wish I had my soundboard up, because I would have played the "You need to leave" sound.
Yeah, you really would.
You know what? Here you go.
Yeah.
Get fucked.
Also this one.
Suck a dick.
Okay, so
All right.
I hate
We
that
know where
you-
we stand now. We know that things aren't as freely given. Moving forward, we should definitely act on that.
But we still have one big decision to make.
Slowly turns towards his fucking Rannoch.
Yeah. Makes sense. Well,
We need to figure out where we're going.
That's true.
easy size.
We'll find out.
Fix on my grandma. See.
Taurus is staring holes in the Shafra, as that said.
I do think we need to discuss this as well. This is not something that
Alright.
can just
Alright,
be decided on without consideration.
Nadune will withdraw her hand, and she will state the following. Let me look at stuff here. Before, I was thinking because of my relation with Adris, the Valley of Ancients would be a good choice for that. Now, though, I think we need to find out what happened. Why things are so strange in the city of Vul.
Do you think even that is tied to all of this?
Out of everything that has happened, that is the outlier. A city with no one in it, conquered yet uninhabited. I think it will have more answers than any of the other options. Everything else is what we've seen before, to some extent. But that's different. She looks for responses.
Well, I think Vol will certainly be one avenue to gain the knowledge that we seek. I also think the ancients would be. To be honest, my desire to go to Elcor was purely personal reasons, with some tactical reasoning behind it, but it's not my reason for wanting to go there.
I think we all understand.
I think Vol would be a fine choice, but I still see value within the ancients, especially if it takes whatever our enemy are searching for away from them.
We're not the only ones anymore either. But yes, I get it. She'll look to whoever speaks up next.
I think from a purely strategic and where our party stands, we are most suited to be taking actions and having that secure. I don't think Elcor is the most suitable for us, especially if we don't want to be quiet when we get there. And we had to breaking through a siege is different being able and going out the other way. And that's what's missing right now. What we last heard. But there's so many questions surrounding Vol. I have no idea what to say about
Really quick to answer Amber's question. Vol as a city, it's a full-size city, but is less of a. It's not like a.
I think you mentioned before it was more like a citadel.
Yeah. Like
Well, the main place is called the Citadel of Vol. The main city is actually outside the city walls. The Citadel itself, with the wall, is more like Helm's Deep, honestly.
yeah,
Think
it's
Helm's
fallback.
Deep. It's a defensive fallback that is a remnant of wars during the at the end of the Age of Solitude, the original Orc Wars.
mhm.
Okay, so not planar wars.
No,
Yeah, I want to say
no,
like this
no,
is
this was Orc Wars.
or course.
Well,
This was a
that's
Any known
That's
libraries
interesting.
that Disney would know from there or anything like that.
However, it is
Just a bunch.
connected to. It's built into the mountain and has catacombs under it and all this other shit. It's a very old city.
But nothing in the church brings it up or anything like that. It being any kind of site for holy stuff or anything like that.
Not that you would know.
Okay.
Actually, specifically, there are no main churches there. I mean, there's churches, but no big representative.
Okay.
That's interesting. That's very interesting.
Do we know? Oh, actually, that might actually. Oh, okay. Are they known for anything? Like, what they heard? Like, like we hear, like, Italy, they're good for pizza. Like, is there anything
That's fair.
involved
That's
that
fair.
we know
Yeah,
that our characters would know?
that's a
about
good
them?
question.
Well-
Actually, that's the thing. No,
Oh, they're
Vol is very not on the map. It's on the map, and there was a sizable amount of people living there. And as it's a citadel, it's a fallback point for war, but it's exceptionally ordinary.
Huh?
That
Is
is the exceptional thing about it. There's
That's
nothing exceptional.
nothing exceptional, and now suddenly it's a complete opposite. Now that's fascinating.
I mean, if
Oh.
anything, it's even more ordinary. It's just ruins now. Empty.
That's where Nadune's sword came from, right? Or
That's what the
Mm.
that's
The
where
spear sword.
Eridan's does.
Eridan's,
But
yeah.
The
oh,
sword
did we
gifted to Eridan. That's
Yeah.
where
we
it came
hear?
from.
Okay, that part about how they just left and take nothing there. Did we hear about that yet, or is that like future stuff, or?
That's what we heard. They
Well,
they
yeah,
aren't
no,
holding
I
it.
said, yeah, what I meant, and I did clarify when I said that.
My bad.
Other than what people just like picked up during the battle, they didn't stay and salvage and loot, which is very. I mean, even your guys' army looted the battlefield
Yeah,
for
yeah.
hours after.
That's
They
interesting.
they didn't even recover wounded. They left them where they fell.
Now that's interesting.
Mhm.
An ordinary, completely ordinary, quiet little town. Suddenly, everyone's just like, "Oh, we gotta get the fuck out of here."
And specifically, they didn't leave in like a panic or
Oh,
like it was just
I'm confused.
they just left it.
I believe that our decision should be based on what our goal is for the direction.
I still think, and she's gonna look straight there. It's just almost a pleading look in her eyes. I know there are greater and bigger things that are happening right now, and I understand that, Source. I do, but I still think Frankie should be a priority.
Nadine will look at the ground.
And
and she will look back up. I don't know how much we can do for her right now.
She shakes her
I
head.
think depending on what we find in the immediate future here, may decide what we can do for her. Up until we leave here, we'll be searching tirelessly. I can just only hope that she can manage without us for now.
I think
That
it's
is the
possible.
sacrifice we need to make for now. She'll look to Taurus.
I think it possible that the beast that they unleashed upon Vol might have left remnants of its energy. Perhaps a skilled conjurer could utilize that energy to find what happened to Dizzy.
I mean,
Or
Maybe
to,
if I
what
get-
happened to Frankie.
Yeah.
this is like nodding. Yes, if that is a possibility, I also say bold.
That said, I also think the Valley of the Ancients would likely house some form of magic that can get us there. So either route, I think, will aid in two endeavors. Aiding us in our quest to free Frankie, whatever holds them, whatever hunger holds them, and stopping the Orcish invasion. I think the Valley of the Ancients is more likely to cover the grander scheme, but I do not know.
The thing that we've talked to tonight, the Valley of the Ancients, worries me. Like I feel like, while you're not incorrect, I also feel like there's a danger there, and strictly because of us being in a place like that, with so much of what we would bring into it.
I think that's true of everywhere we go now, but
But there,
But yes.
especially with its history.
Well,
I'm guessing what you know.
I think with the Valley of the Ancients, whatever they're searching for will aid whatever patron guides them.
I think I don't want to wake up anymore. I think I've had my fill of new and, allies of otherworldly and mysterious sorts.
No? So long as our allies can handle the Ancients, then I don't view it as an issue if we do not go there ourselves. But it is a priority for the orcs, and we should keep that in mind. Vol was
Aiden is still
abandoned.
looking at Taurus.
Taurus, after seeing that there's finally a pause in the talking to speak, I believe that Vol will give us a better picture of their grand strategy. You say that the Valley of the Dragons and Ancients and whatever, will tell us their strategy. That's possible. Could also be a bluff. It'd be a risky bluff on their end, but it's still a potential for that. And what we find there, I believe, will be more based on our bravery and our expertise. How far are we willing to delve into the ancient beings that were there and what was left? Vol, I believe, it will have the strange and unique. And I'm hoping that it is not of the complete unknown. Things that have been so lost to time that no one can recognize or be knowledgeable of it. But I believe if we can solve the mystery of Vol, we could potentially anticipate what our enemy is actively doing. The valley would give you insight at best. Insight as to why that they are excavating these ruins. What are they looking for? But that is it. Their strategy will still be unknown.
You think we'll find their strategy from ruins?
I think we will most certainly find strategy as to why they left a purposely good, defensible location in wartime.
That I'm sure we will find. Beyond that, I'm not sure what we'll find there.
But by knowing what the mystery is, it would also tell you how they know about it, or why they know about it, which then gives you the ability to better judge their capabilities, their magics, their allies, their contracts with other creatures. Things we are not aware of other than a band of brutish orcs invading from the north. I believe that is all just a facade. They're obviously doing it for more than just their nature. There has to be a reason behind it. And only Vol will tell us that reason.
So I feel like Vol is a place of, like, for lack of a better word, civilization. It's people that there to be, it'll be easier to interpret and understand. I almost feel like the Valley of Giants Ancients would be, you might even get lost. You might even find something of use but not be able to understand it.
Well, I am more comfortable in the wilds than I am the city, so...
I think the
interpretation to
crux of
Rannoch.
I think the crux of it is there's too many coincidences for this to just be not worth looking into.
I'm agree that it is worth looking into. I think both are valid options.
Alright, since Sheffer mentioned Rannoch, she'll turn to Rannoch.
Vol is the wild card. We don't know what happened surrounding it. We don't know reasons that it's untouched. Valley, we have an idea about what it is, so we can have more of a plan going. If I have a hard time trusting other people to handle, handle big issues or big areas like taking Valley for us. Because as a strategic mindset, trying to look at this objectively, we don't want our back end to fail. We don't want to get sandwiched between armies. And if we go to Vol and somehow the people that go to Valley lose, that's just going to be what happens to us. And that is my concern. But if the party wants to go to Vol, I will go to Vol with.
Is that everyone?
I believe we have all given our thoughts on where we wish to travel to. I think regarding this situation, in the past, we've been led by those most apt for the endeavor. I think regardless of these two, Taurus is still the best to lead us. Though if we go to Vol, we will be traveling through the Enchanting Holt. There's no way around that.
Mind that so much as I did before. She's like playing with her hair now.
Sheriff, I have confidence that you and I can guide the party through the enchanting.
Sure we can. But it is, well, likely still filled with Shadow Fae. We'll need to be wary of that.
You've certainly dealt with those recently.
Mm-hmm. So, I think to clarify where we each wish to travel to, I still think the Ancients is the best bet. But as I've stated, either will get us much needed information. Rannoch, you still view the Ancients as preferable?
I do, but I will still go to Vol. That is what it decides.
Nadun, leave
I would
Vol.
follow any of you to hell and back if I had to. But I do believe Vol is our best option.
Dizzy?
I believe the Valley of the Ancients may be, in a weird way, the most safer, cautious choice. Like as Ranaka stated. But for me, I am no coward. And I am fine trusting in our army that has served us so well and our comrades. I vote for Vol and Enchanting Holton process.
Taurus, our leader, preferred your allies' council. Where should we head to? By the way, out of character, I didn't mean to just like shove that in your face.
I mean, bro.
What?
I just like, yeah, no, get here, choose where we're going is what I just did, essentially.
Also saddling him back in leadership, but you know.
Yeah. I mean, you guys had to thick and think about that, and he was like, yeah, no, I'm still leader, fuck you.
Yeah, I know, I'm about to
So
say,
like, yeah, no,
everyone-
I mean, he's definitely still leader in my eyes.
Honestly, he's still a leader for me too.
I mean, he kind of showed it.
Oh, that's great. He'll be the leader until he dies. That's great.
Pretty much.
Oh, God.
I mean, I would follow
We'll take
Nadun,
over.
and then you
We're not
did
we're not a party of leaders. We
Look.
just have fucking Tars. Yeah.
Let's face it, there's Taurus in the leader position.
Actually, you know, I will say,
I
I will say Nadun would have given Shefra an upset look, but yeah.
I mean,
Does it? Sorry.
I would have followed
Oh,
Nadun still too.
disappointed even disappointed, but
But for this particular endeavor, technically, I think Rannoch would be the better leader had they shown leader qualities in the past. Recently, they have been, but in the past, I'm still like wary. So, they'd be a better leader for Valley of the Ancients in my mind. So I'd be like, hey, Rannoch, where are we going? But you know, here we are. Anyways, that was out of character. Done. Back to in character for me.
I believe that the valley will give us more material wealth. And depending on our willingness to delve into that which has been completely lost, maybe more. I believe that Vol will help us in coming up with a strategy as well as active countermeasures against what the orcs are doing. something that if left to a less experienced crew would not give the true answers.
Give a nod. And I say we go to vote.
I guess it's decided then.
Alrighty.
I will say, with that being said, certain preparations on our end, I would say, are more of a necessity to ensure our safe return. That can be handled at a later time.
Well, we have a heading.
Ghost touch! Ghost touch!
I just need to prepare for it.
Sorry, there was something in my throat right there.
Yes, of course.
He nods. I think I would still like talk with a few of you privately. Staring at our fingers.
Well, my tent's always open. Unless, like, no, I don't think I'll sneak out again. Wasn't really. My tent's open.
So, that reminds me. I wanted to apologize. Everyone was going on you about you disappearing, and yes, well, Taurus did have a point. She turns to Surfa and reaches out for her hands and then stops because she's worried about that shock, and just instead just clutches her own hands in front of her. I am so sorry. I feel like you've been abandoned, and someone should have been there with you, and I apologize for that. I feel like it was much more easier to succumb to temptation when you're all alone with your feelings. She bows her head.
It was about that party and that night that faulted me because I was trying to watch Shefra, but I never really drank too much as well. Could not keep track.
Yeah, I appreciate. Don't let me drink.
Dizzy nods.
I feel like
Never again.
the 1,000-year stairs started when Dizzy was like, "You are all alone." Technically not.
Well, not with us. We weren't there to watch out. And most certainly, in Dizzy's head, Dizzy wasn't there to be there for her. Like, after everything she said, she feels like that was really, like, she has to say that or she's being a true hypocrite.
I need to wait for Taurus, but there's one thing I want to interject about before I actually went back and checked my notes about something. There might be a piece of information people could know.
Oh, interesting. Quick break.
Death and break, apparently it is.
See, I've been typing up this message to this group, the other group. And the fact that you guys are having like this deep role play and hashing out shit between your characters makes me want to run for that group even less.
It's a cursed existence.
One of the players just casually murdered a slave last session, and the group was kind of like, "What the fuck, dude?" and then completely ignored it and moved on.
Yeah.
The slave also worshipped the character that killed him as a god, so you know.
All right.
He's a wild mage with wild magic, and shit went crazy during the boss fight. And the slave served the big bad, and the wild magic, yeah. So the slave then worshipped The Wild Mage, because he was literally bending reality.
Hmm.
He was a little goblin in a jester's outfit.
Okay then.
His name is James.
That's about right.
Praise the Messiah.
Just gonna offer you guys another cat.
What cat is that?
That is Mochi.
How many cats do you have?
Multiple.
That sounds like a lot.
Yes.
Yeah.
I personally have 3 cats.
Jesus Christ.
Where's the
I mean,
third?
I'd
You should have
say
the third
that.
one.
I used to have 3 cats, so I can't say anything.
And now you got a husky.
And we can't have cats because the husky doesn't like furred small creatures like
Rip.
cats. Yeah. But we have no feral cats in the neighborhood now. Yeah.
That's good, I guess.
She doesn't kill them, but just
See,
takes them home.
I used to have a cat who did not like dogs whatsoever, and they scared the shit out of dogs. Like, there's this German Shepherd that was walking along the road, and that cat scared the shit out of the one to the point where the owner had to chase after them to save the dog because the dog ran out of their hand. You know, fleeing from the fucking cat. Just this small, short-haired white cat just being like, "Fuck you, man. I'm bigger than you." Even though they're not. Yeah. I like Mochi could take on a dog. They're pretty muscle bound.
Or maybe not a husky.
Maybe not a husky. Welcome back.
Yeah, my roommates they just came back from watching a Mario movie. They said it wasn't as bad as they thought. Or they would expected.
Yeah, I heard that Chris Pratt actually didn't do.
Yeah, same here. A YouTuber I watch reviewed it pretty well, so.
Is it Jeremy?
Yeah, Jeremy Johns.
Yeah, I love his reviews.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Like, some of them are hit and miss. I'm like, I don't agree with you on that. Like, he really loved the Joker movie, and I did not like the Joker movie.
Really?
Was that the one with Joaquin Phoenix?
Yeah.
I love the Joker movie for what it is.
Yeah, exactly.
But
That's what to say.
I'm fine with it not being a Joker movie. The Joker is a dive. It's a deep dive on mental health
Exactly.
through the guise of the Joker. And it's basically, all it is a take of an attempt at a backstory for the Joker.
Yeah.
To a more
A
serious
realistic
take.
one. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
also
very
retelling.
it's a very realistic. And the one thing I will say about the Joker movie, it gets way better when you watch it through the mindset. It's him telling the story.
That's fair.
It's an unreliable narrator.
Mhm.
It's
Oh,
almost
yes.
like
They
American
made it.
Psycho.
Mhm.
The character in American Psycho is the one telling the story. The
Yeah.
same in the Joker. So you can't trust.
Yeah.
I can see
anything
that
from
working pretty good, decently in that
I mean,
case.
if you take it outside of Joker, like take it outside of Batman world, it's an amazing movie. And I can totally see why anyone would have issues with it, probably because of its ties to Batman, most likely.
Well, yeah, and that's what makes it the thing. It's not.
Well, my issue is it's
comic
just
book.
too fucking dark.
Really?
Oh, well,
Yeah,
I
it just
love
fucking hits
dark.
too much.
Oh, I
Oh,
thought
I
that was.
love that shit.
Yeah,
I
me
love
too.
that
But I
shit.
Like-
also,
The new DC movies have been falling flat for me because of how they went the opposite route, where like Marvel's been going very heavy on the comedy, and it's been recently falling flat a little bit, but DC has just been going hard as shit into just grim, dark 40K level
Well,
of just
Yeah,
And
yeah.
there's Shazam.
Here's
That's
the
probably
problem.
the biggest thing.
Yeah.
Here's the problem.
I like
Here's
Shazam.
the problem. Here's the problem. I don't think it's that it's dark. That it's the problem, Sage. I think the problem is they're trying to go for it's a half measure. Like if you look at around the DC movies, they like look at the original Justice League versus the Snyder Cut version.
See,
There's a lot of jokes while trying to be dark. They don't want it, and I agree.
my thing is it's not so much a half measure in my mind, welcome back, as it is a
Shit, where's my water?
they're being dark for the sake of being dark.
trying to recreate the Dark Knight.
Well, no, they're not. I get what he's saying. There's plenty of really dark stories in comic books. Like, for example, the reason I like the Joker is one of my favorite comic ones. My two favorite DC arcs is Injustice.
Hmm.
Or sorry, three. Injustice, Flashpoint, and The Killing Joke.
I knew you were
Those
saying
are,
it.
those are really fucking dark stories. However, they're dark in a good way. What DC is trying to do now is taking storylines that aren't dark normally, or not like dark, grimdark normally,
Mm.
and make them grimdark. If they want to do grimdark, do the grimdark storylines.
Alright.
Don't take
And
anyway.
yeah.
Okay.
Charles.
So-
However, one thing I wanted to tell you guys about Frenwell, I'm trying to find it really quick. I need knowledge checks, history, engineering, and geography.
I have one of those.
Can I
I
roll
have
history
lores
with
about
my?
geography.
Can I roll history with my lores about legends and such?
No.
No,
I
bitch.
Ooh,
If
natural
anyone
19.
has, if anyone has stories about, like architecture,
I have one about the city of Zoras. That's all right.
mm-mm.
I have these lures. Let me post them in chat.
You roll them all.
I only have the one.
No, that's a
I
good
was
one.
saying, can I roll all of them, or do I pick one?
Mhm.
I have lores about war history,
Those.
and outsiders.
We need architecture, so like structures and buildings and stuff like that. I'm trying to pull up my freaking
Said it was those.
thing. Let me double check. I don't think so though, but at least say I looked.
Jeez, these rolls are garbage.
Religious rituals by chance? Maybe this place.
God, those rolls are terrible.
That's pretty awful. Yeah.
Unless I can sub my dice, like I'm fucked.
You can. Use
Okay.
a roll information. Alright, Dizzy, I would allow you to roll with that roll.
Religious rituals? Yes.
Yes.
All right. So here, let me
I don't
type
know
out
what
what
to do
mine
with
are.
this.
Jesus Christ, these rolls.
Just
are
roll your
bad.
intellect.
Intellect? Okay.
Uh,
I suck. I'm nothing for intellect.
you said it was engineering. Yeah.
I won't make a comment about that.
Oh, leave me alone. She was kind of an airhead, but she's more wise than.
It's I would be even meaner with the
Engineering,
comments, but
geography, and history.
I wouldn't mean it. I wouldn't mean it.
Where is
Well,
I
it's
was
engineering.
History. History is that one. There you go. That's my totals then.
what's
feel like
the
you should've-
highest of each we have?
I have 23 geography.
So
Okay,
engineering 16, geography 23, history
okay,
25.
that's enough to get the info. I'm trying to look for.
Imagine having to make 3 checks to get one piece of. No, I'm kidding.
Well,
Fucking
this isn't
shit.
something that's widely known.
Yeah,
This is
okay.
not something that's widely known, and it's kind of a secret.
Fucking A, dude.
There's no one knows why it's the case.
Interesting. Not even a 23?
Oh, we can. Yeah, we got it.
We got
Oh,
info.
we got it? Oh,
Yeah, we got info. They're just gathering it up. for
23
us.
geography and 25 history. I'd hope we got at least something.
Mhm.
Fucking yeet.
I mean, considering bonuses to skill checks at this level are like plus 13 around about, I can see it being a higher DC, but
Yeah, but I'm not juicing on those.
it's true.
Knowledges, bro.
I only have an apprentice rank in geography.
I guess it doesn't matter. But like my brain is thinking, can I use like my religious roll for it? Because I have this thing where I don't use my int for my knowledge checks. I use my my fellowship.
Just gonna say, if anything, this is more than obvious now that Frankie's gone. We need to invest in the knowledges. I mean, what?
Mhm.
I
Well,
have a
I
lot of
unfortunately
knowledge.
had to invest mine in restoration, so.
But yeah.
I have the religious ones. I got religious. I just bought planes for Journeyman.
Mm.
Yeah, I am very lacking in knowledges.
Yes, but if you're getting trap finding, we'll be okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're investing in other skills. It's
You should do that
understandable.
anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, regardless of where we go.
'Cause, I mean, look, dude. There's what, like 12 knowledges.
Yeah, I only had 3.
I feel like
mean,
everything
look.
Rennick is investing in is necessary for Rennick to keep existing.
Yeah.
And I mean,
also
yeah.
agree.
Yeah, the majority of
Hey.
knowledges I don't have are already covered by you guys, so I have every other knowledge though.
We just need to shore up our actual bonuses here and get up to actual
Well,
professional.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I have
Oh, yeah.
Arcana,
All mine
Dungeoneering,
are
Geography,
apprentice.
local, material, nature,
Hey,
and
there's a
planes.
lot.
I have a lot
Yeah.
of them, like I said. I just
I
they're
only
only
have
apprentice.
one,
I was gonna say,
no
you're-
name included.
You're lucky because the number of the knowledges that Frankie had, I picked up at the same time.
Mhm.
Oh,
Okay.
okay, good. And
So,
we saw
But
that.
the bonuses are not great. That's what I need to
Yeah,
fix.
Frankie was our intelligence
Yeah,
character. So.
she was the juicer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I didn't really. All my points went to other things.
Mhm.
I don't have a
So,
single professional knowledge.
Magic
we can
skills
go
are
over
expensive.
afterwards, but yeah, we can go over afterwards. But if everybody afterwards can just list what knowledges that you plan on upgrading, so that maybe I don't know. I don't know if I'll be able to contribute because I don't really have a lot going for me for knowledges here right now.
You have more than I do.
I mean, look, man,
No, I don't.
people just need to pick up the magic shit because
I
do
have
not-
journeyman marshal. That's it.
I have apprentice and 3, nothing else.
But yeah, regardless, like so, you had that piece of information for us. Or are you still working on it?
You might need that ability adjusted, Amber.
Oh, really? They changed it?
Well, if the base cost is 5, that means you can get apprentice for 0. So I feel like that might not be intended anymore.
No. It's because let me see what I got it for free.
Hmm.
I picked one for free. The next time I raised it, it's up 5.
Okay, so that was okay. Never mind.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
how it works.
Gotcha.
Because like I had a feature that made it was 5 cheaper than normal, but then the thing was updated, so that feature had to be changed.
Yeah, it was basically pick one of these 3. You get it for free, and every time you update it, it's 5 less.
Nice. Yeah, I those are the ones I'm focusing on my knowledges.
That would be it.
The other ones are more of just like, happens to have experience to
and how
spend.
much did you succeed by? Okay, yeah.
Or what?
I was just looking. Okay, one thing that between Shepard and Shepard, you've probably been near that city before, so you've
Mhm.
seen it. But you guys are able to piece together a little bit of info when you start thinking about how Bowen's exceptionally ordinary. Historically, you would know every stone structure in the citadel and even the outside surrounding area is made from the same stone, harvested from the mountains the citadel is built into. And that is actually very unusual. That even normal buildings and foundations and roads, even the old ones, were made from this material. And engineering knowing would high enough.
Yeah, sorry.
No, that's fine. However, geography.
Mine was the geography.
Shepard, you've seen shipments of this leaving? And Taurus, when you worked as a scribe, you had rewritten receipts and like in the what do you would call it? When writing receipts out from copying from ledgers and stuff for records.
Mhm.
That there is one material it's not widely talked about. It's shipped out of Vol, or used to be. And that is Emona soapstone. Now, if you guys want to more knowledge material to identify what that is, you may. But you have a name.
Material.
Yeah, I actually can help with this one.
Very well. You can also roll.
Yeah, man, these rolls
Is it
tonight.
still just
Damn.
in chat?
For you
It's a
have,
knowledge check.
Yeah, it's a
First.
knowledge check.
If your
Oh,
things
I'll
that
just
boost
do that.
knowledge, it is boosted.
No.
I'm only good at perception, guys. I'm sorry.
I'll just. Where's my freaking character, please? Please.
Fucking A, man.
Material, right?
You need knowledge so
Mhm.
bad. Are you trained in it? You can't roll if you're not trained.
I can.
Can he? Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Yeah, she has a roll.
Oh, okay, my bad, my
Doesn't
bad.
matter.
That sucks.
Shepard, This is actually not that rare of a material.
Mm-hmm.
So that 15 would be enough.
Nice.
Ammonia soapstone has one use. I mean, it's other uses, but there's one primary use. You can build areas and items and whatnot for ritual use that manipulate emotion.
What a feeling.
Yeah, ammonia or emotional soapstone. But even without that, it's a base material used for, like, you need to build an area to perform a ritual. They probably use this.
Oh, I see.
Here's the base
And-
lore on it. It's
Yeah.
spicy.
And
Yep, I just found that.
yeah,
I've been looking for it, but how's
it
this
might
spelled?
be involved in the construction of the entire city. That's fucking weird.
If they use this to build the city,
Oh, there we are.
there are certainly emotions infused within the stones now.
Ooh.
And what happened there, that emotions would not be small, so to speak. Edgar, shit's fucked.
Is
Oh.
is this what the thing that Nathan currently is wearing made out of?
No,
No.
my no.
We have
Yeah, the
yet
thing
to
that
see
we
that.
gave Dizzy.
Huh. Um, oh, what's that?
Buy it, bro. I'm
All right.
fucking up your shit.
Magic.
Buy it.
Nadine will let's see. So this information is shared. All right. Let me think.
Can I use magic with magic site? Magic.
Nadine will consider this, and then she will speak. With this in mind, I don't believe Tara should be the one leading this expedition.
Certainly
I
not
believe
myself.
either you or Dizzy.
Blink.
Not me.
What? Why do you? Why?
Well, I think we all...
Firstly, as I stated at the beginning, Taurus has already done enough. We can't keep relying on him forever. Like this. And this is definitely not something in his wheelhouse, in my opinion.
I
Not
agree
even
with you
close.
there. First thought I believed it was under their wheelhouse.
Even still, even if it was, I said it so many times already this damn conversation. I want to look out for you guys. And Taurus has done more than his fair share already in that role. One of you two should be the one to guide us forward here.
I don't think I should be the one to do that. It'd be a
Did you-
mistake.
Looks at Taurus. It looks at they do. It looks at Taurus. It looks at they do. Like, I don't think you understand Taurus at all.
I don't think you understand Taurus at all.
Ryan just raises an eyebrow at Nadine.
Taurus walks away from the conversation.
See now she's in a weird position. Just gonna watch Taurus leave, and she like brings her fingers together, and then she looks at Nadu.
I'm not gonna
and
bother
like,
rolling a sense motive.
That's a sense motive.
You probably already know certain things based on the conversation flow. Unless you want more, I can message you.
Look, I am not going to just. There are certain things that. Okay, let me explain this. Do you think that I know who Frankie was truly?
You probably might even know better than me. I think you're too close.
She blinks. Wait, who? Me and
I
Frenchie?
think you believe in him too much.
No, you don't understand. She hesitates.
What have we done since the beginning of this? Think about it.
Listen.
Who have we relied on more than anybody?
You are
Outside or
correct.
inside?
No, I am not saying you're not. Like, trust me, I understand more than you probably even know. I'm just saying I've seen sides of Taurus that you don't know. If you've never seen. You know, I don't want to say. I don't. Look. I think you're correct. He has earned a rest. Trust me. I know.
And give him that rest. She cuts right to it.
He doesn't want it.
Then you're a fool.
Fine. You're going to make him do something he doesn't want, something that he'll hate you for, something that in his mind.
If he
Look,
wanted to, let me consider this. Let me explain this.
Go for
Whatever Taurus has wanted in the past, he's fought for tooth and nail. What was this? What just happened?
Trust me.
He walked away.
Because he's.
When has Taurus walked away from us?
I get this. She's like
He wasn't
Never.
just-
He's never walked away from us.
He hasn't actually walked away. If you actually think he's walked away, then your faith in us is very weak right now.
Not from the group.
It's
From this conversation. He needs to rest.
Do you really think that me and Sheriff are gonna go and lead this? And you really think he's
One of
just
you.
going to follow and he's not gonna do anything?
I think
You
he'll
really
let you.
think- Oh, you really
Yes.
think he's not
I think he
watching?
will offer you advice, as he
Mhm.
always has.
Yes,
As we all have to each other.
Yes, and you don't
But he
think
will
he'll-
let you lead.
Yes, you don't think he'll come in and step in and brother and take the burden. I think it should be the opposite.
I don't think he
I
should.
think we should make his job if he look. I don't think we should make the decision for him. He should be making the decision. If he doesn't want to leave, fine. He wants us to do it, then he should say it. We shouldn't just say it. That's just ridiculous.
He doesn't want to say it. He
Yeah.
wants to help. Look, it's similar to me.
Mhm.
You know how I act. Even I am aware of how downright foolish it is of me to want to help everybody. It's not possible. Just as it's impossible for him to bear this burden forever. Something will break. And when it does, we'll all regret it.
That's why I say we should make it so that will never happen. I think we should support him in such a way that the burden of leadership is not a burden at all.
Leadership's always a burden. Sacrifices need to be made. He's
Why
made
don't
enough.
we make them for him? Or how
Then
make
lead!
it so strong.
Stop
No,
dancing around it then!
not how it works, Nadoon. It's not. You have this naive idea of how it works. It doesn't work that way. I know you just want to wave a wand and make everything okay by just saying that we're gonna lead and everything be happy dory. It doesn't work that way.
Neither
People are
does leaving him that
complicated.
way.
I mean, I am not saying we leave it that way. I'm just saying the solution is more complicated.
I think. With
And
this
yet the solution you're offering is simply leave it be.
No, I did not. Did I say that? She looks at everyone else. Did those words come out of my mouth?
I think we should hear what Sheffer has to say.
She'll turn Shepard.
It turns to Shepard.
I think this, with this particular location, in the past, we've always looked to the one who was most aptly able to handle the situation. This area is truly made from this soapstone. Taurus can lead us through battles, he can lead us through many things. Magic of this nature is not one of them. I think it has to be either you or I, Izzy.
Fine, and it's you. Let's face it. Everyone's been saying, oh, Taurus is leader, Taurus leader, Taurus leader. I recall multiple times that you've taken that role and done it really well. Heck, you've even done it now, this very meeting. You've taken a leadership role while Taurus sat and was able to reflect. If anyone were to lead in towards this, then it's you.
I think it's a mistake.
You've done it before.
I have. But with
You've done well.
we're going into a place of magic. After everything that I've been through, everything that I've done, what do you think will happen?
Well, then we'll just have to back you up. Listen, I can't lead. I don't lead.
Sounds
I
like you're both making
support.
excuses not to do it.
I swear to God, I do, and I
I will lead us there if you ask it of me. I think it's a mistake, though. And you can lead, Dizzy. You led the congregation, remember?
That was different. I lead by serving. I serve my congregation. That's how I lead them.
Well then, I suppose you'll have to serve as my advisor in this.
Fine. I'll accept that. Besides, if there's gonna be magic here, I can do my best to see through it.
And Nadune will have to lead to the use of destroying any magics that would seek to control me.
As always.